Wow, proposition. Really? Cash incentives, booming rural economics. Okay, let's take a reality check, right? But before that, my name is Adni and I'm from Senior High 3 Jakarta, and my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Okay. They want us to believe a handout is a solution. Should I stay or should I go? Quoting The Clash. Imagine uprooting your life for a maybe in a place with limited job opportunities and questionable support system. Sounds like a disaster, right? So no path to prosperity. Financial incentives are temporarily fixed that fail to address the root cause of urban overcrowding and rural declines, because simply moving people doesn't create job that matches their skill set. Like a struggling city teacher offered money to relocate to a rural area might take the deal, right? But their teaching skills are irrelevant on there. This mismatch leads to unemployment, frustration, and so on. Let's give an example. Relocating programs often result in high rates of return migration due to the lack of job that utilize the skills in relocated individuals. Okay, so this directly contradicts the proposition's claim that financially incentive will create economic opportunity in rural areas. And do not get me started about the fairness argument. The government neglect rural areas, so now we're supposed to throw money at the problem and hope it sticks, right? That's like giving a band-aid and a gunshot wound. I'm so sorry. Real development takes time, planning and investment in infrastructure, things this plan conveniently ignores. Financially, incentives are short-term fix that doesn't address the real needs of rural communities. Like, because rural areas require long-term infrastructure investment and not a temporary cash. Imagine a small town with one doctor and a rusty water tower. School get overcrowded, healthcare gets stretched thin, and etc., etc. So it links back to, from cities further strains essential services, while overwhelming already limited resources in rural areas. We're left with weakened national infrastructure and a cycle of decline in both regions. So more people equals a booming economy. In your dreams, companies aren't charities. They'll follow the talent pool, the established infrastructure, the reliable customer base, all the things that our major cities already have in spades. Rural cities? I don't think so. But without a long-term investment, companies are profit-driven and not charity cases. Again, they'll chase talent, infrastructure, and so on, all things major city. Like, think about it. Why would a company with global aspiration needs a limited talent pool? They wouldn't take a smaller customer base. Why? Like, they'd stick to major cities that offer a readily available workplace, more diverse customer pool. Like, a temporary population bump from a proportion plan wouldn't be enough. Without long-term investment, the areas would struggle to retain these newcomers. Like, business would see the long-term value proportion, and the rural areas would not provide that. Like, look, I get the sentiment, like, but this plan is all sugar-coated and it's like just a disaster and we need a real solution. So the idea, and let me take you back, like the idea of revitalizing rural is one of we can get all behind, like, but the idea of emptying our cities through financial incentives raises more questions than answer. Like, let's unpack first. A city, okay, like let's picture it. Like a city accountant squeezed by rent takes the bait and moves to a rural town. Sounds good, right? No. But what if their accounting skills are useless there? Like, it'll lead to unemployment, right? Second, let's talk about ripping up roots, okay? Like, let's talk about ripping up these people from the cities. Like, friendship, families, networkings are built in cities. Like, this proposition, ask people to leave that behind for the financial needs. Like, imagine the isolation, the stress. Like, it could go, the depression, the anxiety rate could go up in the rural areas rather than in the city areas. Crazy. Like, and then third, have you considered what happens in the rural towns? Like, an overwhelmed school, clinics, even like they're not ready to have like a mass newcomers there, right? It's gonna hurt people in the city as well, because they also create new jobs, new ideas in the city, and it's all left behind. So what are they gonna do, right? So I'm gonna restate why mass relocation is not the answer. Okay, here's a breakdown. I've mentioned it before about skill mismatch, about the accountant and stuff, and I have another one: disruption and social issue. So uprooting people from established communities in cities led to social isolation and mental health problems. Again, as I say before, that the depression rate will be higher in the rural areas rather than in the cities, which is confusing because it does not happen. So number 3, so the next one is weakening cities are rural exodus. So a mass move from cities could cripple their economics and stagnant innovation. Cities are hubs for innovation and attract diverse talent pool, and so on, and growth and national prosperity. So rural areas might see a temporary bump in the population, but without long-term investment in the infrastructure and job creation, they may struggle. So focusing on both urban and rural areas, this approach foster balanced and sustainable growth, right, across the nation, which is good. Cities remains hubs. So a lot of things will be granted, like they can attract skilled workers, create sustainable job opportunities in the rural areas. So both in rural communities benefit increased investment, infrastructure surface, and opportunities without giving them a slab of money. And the okay, let's move into this simple solution, So instead of mass shucking everyone off the sticks with a bunch of cash, as I said before, we decided to tackle this overcrowding rural decline thing head on. Like, in a smart way, like, cities, we're talking about making them awesome, affordable housing, green space you can actually breathe in, no more smirky water, ugly water, and public transport that doesn't feel like a cattle cart. Ew. People will be willing to stay and not jumping out and move to the rural area. Meanwhile, in the rural area, we're not just throwing money at the problem. No, we're not going to do that. We're taking high-speed internet, not dial-up old style. We don't do that anymore. We're offering training programs so they have the skilled business they need, right? Why do we need this? Cities become vibrant hubs when the ideas spark in the business room. Rural areas, they'll blossom with new opportunities. They can move, they can get a job, no social chaos, just more balanced nation, right? Right. So of course, it's not all sweet, sunshine, rainbows. I mean, we don't believe that. It's the real world, come on. So we need to get everyone on board, right? Even politicians, especially. It's pretty hard. Making sure everyone gets like the fair share of resources, cities and rural area and convincing everyone long term is like a better plan rather than just a quick fix slapping money on their faces. No. So this approach builds strong communities everywhere. It's about creating future, go big in cities while contributing in rural economies. Thank you so much and have a good day.